what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. And I'm Duffy Duck here, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more of Let's Play of Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll for the Nintendo Wii. So, last time we have managed to have ourselves a decent time on the forms of Polo Festival, despite with the forms of Milky Way stage, just because for the life of me, I can never seem to able to complete this on the first try for that particular stage. But regardless of everything else though, I did have a pretty decent time on that world. So, yeah, today we're about to begin through today's episode is the fact that we're going to be hit on to the 6th world, which appears to be, we're going to be taking place down to the forms of a magma lava kind of world, and that appears to be Magma Valley, which is pretty much a spiritual sequel to Volcano Pools from Banana Blitz, except, well, there was no boss battles or anything like that. So anyways, let's jump right into this particular world. And yeah, as I mentioned this before already, but I'm gonna say this again, happy Valentine's Day everyone. So even then, I hope you guys, or any other love couples, were able to actually get ourselves some nice little goodies, especially noticeable between the forms of love relationship between each other. So even then, probably due to the fact that me and Twilight Sparkle already had some Valentine's days between each other, so either way. And today, for the character choice for this world, as you can clearly see on screen, we're going to be reselecting Mimi for the final time, and as far as the final world is concerned, we'll probably select for II for last, because you know exactly how this goes. So either way, a few things we want to explain about this before we're able to actually discuss upon some new things that's been going on recently. I do apologize with the forms of the uploading schedules yet again. This is probably because that today, the Super Smash Flash 2 version 1.1. Beta 1.2 has recently released today. And I'm gonna say, I had a lot of fun with that particular updated version of that specific point right now. Because, for one noticeable thing is the fact that the Final Smashes does make a return now after the previous amount of events, or the previous updates versions on the past, and also some new characters like Crystal, Rayman, Simon Belmont, Ryu, Lucario, and even Waluigi as a result. And, talking of which actually, is the fact that what if I managed to, oh yeah, this is how you access the shortcut, by the way, if you can't be bothered to able to go through the back side of that particular level. So either way, I recommend you do that, because that way you can get yourselves a much more easier experience all in all. So, but yeah, that I guess. So, yeah, as well as whenever I play that game on my own time, usually I just manage to enjoy it. What I found was a little bit weird compared to the faults of the previous updated version of that particular game so far, ever since in last year, that every single character has been unlocked from the get-go for some reason, which, I don't know, it seems to be more accurately, it might actually will happen on the final version or something like that, but then again though, it has a ton of updates throughout the years, ever since in 2007, all the way up to recently in 2020, so that was about, 13 years as far as this point in time. So as a result of that specific matter, it's gone pretty crazy, kind of think about it, with all these, the amount of stuff they may actually contain and all that stuff, but so, yeah, I'm quite surprised that I did manage to able to enjoy that particular update, which I still managed to do, and, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. And another thing I'd like to discuss is the fact that yes, the Sonic the Hedgehog the movie has recently came out today from across the whole entire world, including United Kingdom and also America as well, which I'm about to go ahead and see that until tomorrow. And speaking of which actually, it's the fact that so far, this film got themselves the first amount of reviews they've got. Specifically the ones I'm looking at is the Rotten Tomato website. Critics seem to think they've got 64%, which is not bad, even though it's certainly a little bit more up there compared to the forms of, well, obviously the Emoji Movie, and also same applies for, well, all sorts of other films like the live-action version of The Lion King, and also live-action version of Aladdin, and even the live-action movie Dumbo to top it off. And as far as the forms of the other fans and audiences are concerned, they seem to really enjoyed it so far. Like, they've got about 94%, which I think is actually pretty swell, just because of how the fact that most people out there seem to become a huge fan of the Sonic community throughout the years, so they're expecting to can't wait to see the actual full movie represents. Even though some critics seem to think that the best part about the film is actually Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, which I'm probably not going to spoil anything for the most part, probably because of how the fact that I need to see it for myself first, and second of all is that, well, you know, I just need to actually get some more time before I'm able to start watching it, so I hate when that happens right there, especially noticeable how the fact that sometimes I always get blocked off by the forms of that stupid block placement, which, again, I wish I was expecting if I was gonna able to... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You can't let me get out of there? Screw the level design in this game sometimes, and in fact, the matter is though, I wasted about a few seconds, and as a result, yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna get all the bananas in time. Oh, that sucks. But luckily, we've only got 2 stages left where it comes to bonus stages in mind, so... Oh yeah, this level's pretty interesting, because as you can see, the entire objective on this stage is basically we need to find a hidden goal. However, here's the thing, we need to activate that switch by the very end of that specific end of this obstacle course over there, and then as a result, you would able to actually unlock the actual hidden goal just from the forms of those, these really awkward placed blocks. They are literally everywhere, and plus, too many guardrails that likes to protect you at all times, probably because of our fact that, well, I just don't know why I really say that, right, so the music on this particular world is alright. I mean, usually, it's not that perfect by any means. I mean, my favorite track in this game will definitely have to be on the 3rd world, as well as the 4th world, just because, well, in World 3's case, it's relaxing and peaceful, and in World 4's music, it always inspires by China. So either way, this music is alright. So either way, but nothing compares to the forms of that repetitive music we'll be getting to until... let's just say on next Monday will be the conclusion of this Let's Play, which will have to be by the forms of World 7. So even then, I'm really not looking forward to that, so... But you know, you get the idea for that point. So anyways, let's go ahead and use this fast forward switch, so that way we'll let the actual platform starts to move, so... In fact, kind of thinking about it though, whenever I first time I play this level, for whatever reason, I just seem to able to go through, the slow switch, but turns out the fast forward switch doesn't seem to harm me at all, so either way, kudos to that I suppose, unlike quite a few amount of levels in Super Monkey Ball 2 sometimes when it comes to likely using a fast forward switch, which it might be pretty useful in some speed runners and stuff like that, but I never attempt to use that often, so... Okay, so here we go with this next level, which is also kind of unique, but it's also kind of annoying because of the blocks placement system. Because basically, we need to activate every single switches depending on the actual folding side of the box, and then the more you do it, I think this particular world has a lot of emphasis on pressing switches most of the time, especially that the one we did done previously, it was in likely the disc puzzle, as well as the one in you know, at the other level that we did done, the hidden goal, and even not to mention is the forms of this particular level that we're going to be jumped right in. So, yeah, do not activate that switch, by the way, on that particular sentry right there, because otherwise you have to go all the way back to that very beginning of that puzzle segment, because, oh man, that would be a nightmare if you manage to accidentally activate that. So, just want to let you warn you guys about that right about now, so either way, that's just not much else to talk about for that point, so... Alright, so another Switch-based level, but this time it's like a combination of, let's just say in Super Monkey Ball 2, and at the same time, Monkey Ball 1, all in one particular combination with that level, such as, well, obviously we're going through grid to grid, but of course the only bad thing about this level though, is, aside from the actual level design in this game sometimes, is that not only because of the forms of awkwardly placed blocks, but also guardrails never allow you to progress unless you have too much speed. And as a result of that kind of stuff though, it tends to aggravate me sometimes, which either way though, that might be some consumption, so... Anyways though, let's move on to the last level on World 6, and that appears to be, well, a hand. So even then though, basically it's like another one of those switch-based levels, except the fact that every time you activate one of the switches, one of the fingers might actually decide to able to open up, and then you activate another switch, and vice versa though, really, just because, you know, you have to go through ramps and repeats, so... But of course, the only bad thing about the kinds of levels like this is, of course, too many emphasis on awkwardly placed blocks and stuff like that, which always attempt to really ticks me off most of the time whenever I play this game sometimes, so... Anyways though, so let's go ahead and extend the actual, the final finger, and then if we head on over to the thumb part, and then basically we need to go for this magical mirror, so that way we can able to transport into the actual goal itself, just like so. So it's not that bad of a level though. Sometimes, what if I managed the first time I played a game, I always get confused of this sometimes, so... But luckily though, in journey about a decade later, I managed to know what I'm pretty much going to be doing for that particular level, so... But you know, you probably get the idea for that. So here we go with the theme song on Magma Lava is Lava Rock, or Magma Valley, that's what the name of the world is called. And that vocals is usually by Sky Sweetname, and that particular song theme is called Lava Rock, so... And the actual tilting table this time around is the fact that we have lesser guardrails, so this means that we got moving guardrails, and also the only way you can able to get points with is that you need to aim for the actual single hole. There was only one hole in that particular tilting table, because again, if you let these balls out of the actual tilting table, it will not count as any forms of getting some points or what have you, so... Yeah, just keep that in mind, especially noticeable how the fact that, well, I think this is going to be one of those tilting table kind of staff credits. I might actually get a less score compared to the forms of the previous worlds, just because, well, obviously because of how the fact that I have seemed to able to actually keep messing things up, because every time you either... Oh, dear me, sorry, I'm really tired for this point, guys, I really do, because either way, even though it's kind of rude for able to actually just to yawn and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, I guess there's not much else I can usually decide to discuss upon for this point, guys, apart from the fact that, well, usually we've done 6 worlds so far, so either way, only one more world to go, and I think the last world will be the worst part of my existence, because then again, I'll explain more about it whenever we get onto it, until when it gets to a point until on Monday or something like that. So either way, I'm not looking forward to that. But at least the only upside though is the fact that I'm really looking forward to able to actually just to see the Sonic movie tomorrow, and all kinds of jazz has been going on around here. So either way, yeah, I apologize with the forms of the lack of discussion by this point, because, well, then again, we are pretty much lacking with game news every now and then, especially how, although recently also is the fact that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is getting themselves a Cuphead Spirits and stuff like that, which, yeah, I did manage to collect all 4 of those spirits, mainly the Devil and the Dice Man and Mugman and Cuphead himself. And as far as this point in time, folks, I don't know, suppose if you know it, but I'm gonna have to be honest with you guys. No matter what though, whenever I manage to able to done with certain spirit battles, especially noticeable with some aspects about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, well, Nintendo Direct has been far lacking. I'm probably not gonna touch Smash Ultimate for quite a while now, because, well, I'll just simply have to wait until when it gets, like, even much longer than it used to be. So either way, that's the only, kind of a little bit of a brutal honest, kind of thing, to be honest here. So, because, from now on though, I'm just gonna have some fun with, Super Smash Flash 2's, recent update, which, yeah, usually kind of think about it because I just simply enjoy that game, because even that it just makes me so much more of a laughter. In fact, speaking of the Final Smashes, actually, they did actually recognize all of the Final Smashes in every single character, with some exceptions, mind you, which I felt sad about the fact that Sora's Final Smash doesn't seem to make its appearance after the events of the previous updates in the past, because normally they did done for him his Trinity move, that you know when Donald and Goofy managed to help Sora out, and then you do like a triangle reaction commands and all that stuff. But that's no longer the case this time around, sadly. Which hopefully that might be the case for the future updates. I don't know, but I'll talk more about it until the next few videos up ahead. So yeah, I guess we'll end things up here. So join me next time on Let's Play Super Monkey Ball Step and Roll. Is the fact that we're going to be hit on to the finale portion of this entire game, while going through probably the worst world in the whole entire game in my opinion, and that appears to be a space-themed world. I don't know exactly what the name was, but oh well. So see you guys on Monday. Later, fellas.